Yo,
welcome to Light Roast.
welcome to Light Roast.
Hey, what is Light Roast? Just so people know.
So people know.
Yeah.
Light Roast is a show where D and
I'm D.
Yep.
Yeah.
We're here to talk about a specific video game and play it a little bit. We're going to play it and come back and discuss it back and forth. We're going to cut back and forth.
We usually do games over coffee, the whole big deal.
Yeah.
But for deals that were like, you know what, this game's not really worth a big deal.
Yeah.
We're just
So,
gonna
a little more casual than
Okay.
our highly edited games over coffee.
Right.
So that's why it's Light Roast. It's more laid back.
It's a light roast.
Yeah.
No, it's not burnt.
No, it's not burnt.
Speaking of, we got coffee.
We still got coffee.
But this is interesting coffee.
Not
Tell me
just
about-
any coffee.
Yeah, tell me about this coffee.
This is coffee from Bad Fish Coffee and Tea, and they are a local coffee shop
Yeah,
here in Orangevale, California, where we're also located. And they are awesome because they were kind enough to provide us with some coffee for the show,
Yeah, boy.
and it's actually very, very delicious coffee.
Yeah, this is cold brew. They call it slow drip cold brew, but they have this crazy mechanism to.
It looked like chemistry, some
It
super
did look-
science
yeah.
stuff.
It looked like what do you call it? Willy Wonka.
Yeah.
This is them, by the way.
Yeah.
Fish Coffee. It's their Insta,
Yeah.
but they're pretty dope.
Dude, they're awesome.
I love this, by the way. I wanted to get one of those.
Yeah, you definitely, if you're in the Orangevale area and you want some coffee, definitely go to Bad Fish Coffee because they are
Yes.
very passionate about coffee and they know a lot about coffee.
We talked to the two people.
Yeah, Mark and Pearl,
Mark and Pearl. Yeah.
the owners of the shop.
Yeah, and they're awesome. Thank you, Bad Fish.
Thank you for this delicious coffee.
So anyway, enough coffee talk. Jeez.
Oh, wait, what coffee did you get?
So sorry. I just got just plain cold brew. So
Yeah.
I actually never, I don't think ever on the show just got regular
Cold brew?
Yeah, but this is my favorite where I just have, because I like fast caffeine.
Yeah.
So that's why I have cold coffee. But cold brew because it's not bitter. That's my deal.
Yeah, I just got a nice coffee with some milk in it. Really simple. I also went simple. And I'm not a huge coffee connoisseur. I like coffee.
Your coffee.
I'm a casual.
You're a coffee casual.
Yeah,
I'm
filthy.
hardcore.
Yeah.
I'm a hardcore coffee.
And but I gotta say, so I haven't had a lot of like indie shop coffees, but this is amazing. I don't normally like just regular plain coffee with just a little bit of milk and coffee.
Mm-hmm.
But this is like, it smells good too.
It's damn good.
It smells
I don't
really
know if you
nice.
got cold brew or iced coffee.
I just asked for iced coffee. That's what I got.
So it might be different.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Tastes great.
tastes
Love
great.
it.
Awesome.
Now I'm super caffeinated.
I still need to get mine in. So we're talking about Cuphead today.
Right.
Why did we choose Cuphead?
Cuphead because it's awesome. It's Cuphead. It's fun. It's a good time.
I don't know about that.
Ooh, you don't like Cuphead?
So actually, I do kind of like this game. So this is the first time I played it, and you actually didn't play it much.
I didn't get very far in it. I got it around when it came out.
Yeah. When did this come out?
Like a couple years ago, I think. 2017, probably.
Yeah, about 2017.
I played. Steam says I have 4 hours logged in the game, and I didn't. It's not exactly my kind of game.
Yeah.
But I did enjoy myself playing it a lot, and I was really attracted to the art style and the fact that it was all hand drawn animation. I thought that was awesome.
Yeah.
And the music is great, and I liked how kind of hardcore the difficulty was, and it was really fun to
pretty tough.
get into the loop of like trying to finish the stage.
Right.
Yeah. I thought that was fun.
I found myself in that kind of mindset a lot, where I'm just like, okay, let's just see if I can finish this. And I really like the run and gun style. If we want to go to the game real quick here.
Yeah. Gotta pull up the game.
Pull it up there.
There it is.
So
we're here.
Most of the game is
I'm Cuphead.
Yeah, you're Cuphead, Mugman, this guy. Most of the game is boss fights.
A lot of it, yeah.
Yeah, and so I haven't played it. I haven't played a ton. This is the second world. This is as far as I've gotten. 33% into the game, I guess. That's kind of crazy. Anyway, but most of them are boss fights, and then sometimes you get the run and gun territory. This is the only second level. I don't know if there's only one per thing.
The only second level? What do you mean?
What? Well, I mean, like the run and gun stage. This is only the second
Oh,
run
yeah.
and gun stage.
I'm sure there's more.
Yeah. Well, I just mean like I wonder if there's just one per like island or whatever you go.
Oh, maybe. Yeah.
You know?
Per world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But this, I like the run and gun stuff, but I don't like the boss fights.
You don't like the boss fights?
No.
Dude, I love the boss fights.
They're not bad. I don't hate them.
Yeah.
But I definitely don't enjoy them.
Really?
Yeah, they're
You don't really like boss fights anyway.
No, I think I have a thing against boss fights, but
Yeah.
this I want to talk about the design here on the boss fights. This music, dude.
Yeah, it's kind of loud.
I want to make sure that we are still good here. Yeah, we are. Okay. Yeah, no. So the boss fights in Cuphead, the game is designed so that it's a shooter
Yeah.
kind of thing.
You want to say shoot 'em up?
Yeah, I want to say that it's not really. And
It has like 3 different kinds of
Right.
game in it. Like
it's kind of weird.
it does have the run and gun, like Contra-esque kind of
Contra.
thing.
It's definitely like Contra. Yeah.
And then, but it also has like shmup bullet hell kind
Right.
of stuff.
So
with
that's
the
kind of
flying.
going on too.
Yeah, and then there's bosses too.
Right. So there's this thing that I've always enjoyed in video games where it's like the challenges are designed for your mechanic, right? In Cuphead, it doesn't really feel that way. It feels like what you're supposed to do is you don't have a health meter for like you have a health meter, but the boss doesn't. So you have to hold fire all the time, and you don't know if you're actually doing. I mean, you know when you're doing damage because it blinks, but that's all you know. You know you're doing damage, and you're not sure how much damage you're doing at any one given point. So what ends up happening is you just hold a button down while you're dodging.
Yeah.
And so the whole gameplay is based on dodging, or at least the boss fights are. And the game isn't really designed for dodging. It's designed more for engagement. It's designed for like shooting and having different weapons to shoot. But like the jumping and traversal, I mean, you dash, but
The parries though.
and you have parries.
The
right?
parries are fun.
Parries are pretty fun.
I love the parries.
Yeah. So that's kind of a weird thing to me is that it seems to be based on dodging, and the game feels like it's not designed for that. It feels like it's designed for shooting. So
Yeah. I feel like there's phases to the bosses. I think that's what keeps me in. I like dodging also.
yeah,
And I think the phases to the bosses are what keeps it interesting to me. Is each phase is pretty distinctly different from the last, and there's a new kind of I guess dodging you're doing if we're going with that.
there's a new thing
and
to dodge.
often a new specific target to be shooting at too,
Yeah.
and parries to hit and stuff like that.
Yeah, so it switches it up all the time, but I mean it's you're still holding fire the whole time.
Yes.
And so it feels almost inconsequential. You know, it feels like I'm not doing anything.
It becomes a survival game.
Right. So that's what I don't like about it. Is
Yeah.
that it's a survival game that seems like it should be a shooting, kind of thing. And
Except for the run and gun levels.
That's why I like the run and gun better, which is strange because there's a ton of bosses and not a whole lot of run and gun. I thought the game was going to be mostly run and gun, and then there's a few bosses here and there. The bosses are really neat. Like there's like an incredible amount of like
detail
effort.
and
Yeah.
the whole presentation of this game is like, I can't even imagine how it's possible for this game
to even exist.
Yeah.
No, yeah. When I was playing, it's definitely that. Let's take a look back at it.
Do you want to play through a level real quick?
Yeah,
Can we
sure.
do a run and gun?
Let's do run and gun. Let's do this one if you want.
Is this run and gun here?
Yeah. Fun. I didn't get the third coin in this one.
I don't remember how to play this game, so
So
I have to get used. And I keep thinking I'm you.
okay. So you're.
Oh, I have your power-ups now because I'm
Oh
you.
shit! You do. Damn. Okay.
We're playing on D's account,
Yeah. So my.
so
yeah,
I have all his power-ups and he doesn't.
I wonder if I can get my power ups back.
We could switch.
No, it's fine. Ah! Come on, boy.
I suck at this game also.
Well, the thing also about these is that
Woo!
like
Woo! Woo! Oh shit.
you have to know exactly what you're doing. A
Yeah.
lot of times.
It's easy to get confused in co-op.
Right. Yeah.
I played this with my nephew a while back, and it was really fun. I can't even see, dude, these trees. Thank you for saving me.
Why is that there, by the way, those trees?
To make it harder. I love the parrying in this game. I love that little pause.
It looks really nice, yeah.
It feels so good. I could just do that all day. I wanted to shoot the target. You can't really shoot. It doesn't do anything.
It's not supposed to shoot the target.
Not supposed to shoot the target. Man, that's trippy. Save me! It's so easy to get confused in this game. I'm like dying all over the place. This is chaos.
That's the point. I don't know if that, did you die?
I'm dead. Yeah, I'm dead. Make it to the end.
One of the things about those power-ups is I got that. God damn it! I got that specific power-up because I can dodge a lot easier. So that was what I mean about being designed for stuff.
Oh, dodging. Yeah,
like
the power-ups make it easier to dodge and stuff like that.
Yeah. Well,
rather than some of them. That's where we got last time. Oh, actually, we got a little further when we were playing before. We were rolling a little bit.
I still haven't beat this. No, I have beat it. I've beat it. Yeah.
Yeah. There's like spread shot and stuff like that.
There we go.
Like a shotgun blast you can get, and like bigger power-ups.
Yeah.
That's more offensive.
That's what's strange. Like in the. Let's go back to here real quick. If we look at the upgrade thing, I don't even know what you call it.
Remove player 2.
How do you do it? Oh, there we go. So you can get a bunch of different shots, and then you can get different shots. Again, there's shot A and shot B. And then your supers and your charms. So I think your charm is...
That's my smoke bomb, invisible dash.
Yeah, so that's the stuff...
Extra hit.
That I think is more about dodging, right? But you have 3 slots that are expandable for shooting, basically. Super being your big weapon, and shot B being just an alternate.
Yeah.
So it's strange to me that they have such expandable, stuff going on with the shooting stuff when it's based mostly on dodging. And so I feel like that disagreement is what makes it so hard. Like if the game wasn't, sorry, I can't.
You can't listen to that music. It's good music.
It is really good
hard
music.
to talk and listen to that.
Yeah. So that's what gets to me is that disagreement is. I feel like that's what makes it difficult, and I don't like that. I really like games like, for example, like Runner is a game that reminds me of this kind of game that is just brutally difficult, just really, really difficult, but it's super fun to keep going because everything is designed for one thing, and that's dodging. It's the whole thing is a music game that's based on dodging.
Yeah, I don't know if I fully agree.
It's fine.
Or not.
That's what's beautiful.
That's so beautiful. It's so beautiful about this.
It's beautiful that we can disagree.
It's so beautiful because I remember when I was playing it, like I would develop offensive strategies for the bosses. I would save my supers for specific times,
right? And
I would dodge at specific times and attack at specific times. Like I had strategy to it.
I'd say it's not my taste because I like elegant design.
Yeah.
And to me, elegance means everything is cohesive, as in it's all designed after one and another. Whereas like Sonic, for example, Sonic the Hedgehog, maybe the first one, is really, it's not designed well. It's not super designed for the mechanics that you have, which is jumping mainly. Because you have things like, if I can remember exactly what happens in Sonic, like there's a lot of timing things. And there's also a lot of speed things, which is funny because Sonic 1 was a pretty slow game.
Hella slow, dude. I did not. I know you're a big fan of Sonic.
I'm a huge fan, yeah.
I never played a Sonic game in my entire life until Sonic Mania came out. Yeah, and I was like, this game's supposed to be fast, but it's slow as hell.
Yeah. Yeah, so Sonic 1 being, it feels...
But they get better at it later on.
But they do. So that's what I mean is like, I fell in love with Sonic 1. I loved it. And I loved it to the point to where all those challenges that had to do with things that didn't really make sense, like for example, there's an underground part where you have to outrun lava, and it makes no sense because they put things in your way, and you have to dodge them, as in you have to go over there and platform your way.
You have to stop.
You have to stop,
yeah,
and then go backwards.
It's the antithesis of speed.
Yeah, and it's like the challenges are there, but they have nothing to do with the mechanic, which is jumping and speeding. And it's like, if you're going to have those in there, it works as a puzzle, much like Cuphead does with, dodging and shooting. But I don't feel it's not elegant. But I loved the crap out of Sonic 1. And I think it's just because of it's a saturation thing.
Yeah.
Like if you keep playing the game and you like it,
get good at it.
You just
get
good,
good, scrub.
It is get good. And I mean, in a way, it's kind of like, it reminds me of Dark Souls in that way, because Dark Souls does that.
It's so funny to talk just Dark Souls. Always.
It's because
Dark Souls is infinite.
Yeah, it's because Dark Souls, I feel like
it's such a good touchstone to talk about.
It's a clean,
anything else,
It's a clean contrast. There's a super, super heavy contrast in Dark Souls, and it's really easy to talk about from a design perspective.
Yeah, and compare it.
Yeah.
Well, that's interesting, because maybe I wonder if they made it another Cuphead game, if they refined the design a little bit more.
Yeah.
How you would feel about it, if you'd like it more, or like if they were to do another one, would they address that kind of thing?
That kind of thing.
Yeah.
I feel like they were in love with their bosses.
That's the thing I felt too. I also think they were going for I think they were going for like an 80s feel.
Yeah. It was like an Arcadia kind of thing. Definitely.
Like a hardcore NES shooter.
Yeah. See, no, those are just hardcore challenges.
Yeah.
They're just put in your face, and it doesn't really matter if it's designed or not, because they're just challenges.
Yeah. I think that's exactly what Cuphead is, with the aesthetic being such a huge thing with it too.
Yeah, it is. It's the whole game. The game is aesthetic.
and thinking about it, I can't even think, like, if they do a sequel, like, that's so time consuming. Like,
yeah, it is.
I don't know
how
how
it took them to make this game.
I'm sure it took years. Like, if I remember right, it was like, I watched some documentary about it on YouTube where they were talking about the history of the game, and it took like 5 years or something.
Jeez.
Started out as like an impossible passion project that they actually got to make somehow.
That's insane.
Yeah, but it's like, if it takes that long and so much effort just to make one little like indie game, and it's like, it's not really as amazing as the hand-drawn animation is, and I think it is better for being hand-drawn animated.
Yeah.
Like, I think it's an awesome look.
Yeah.
And it feels really unique as a video game.
Yeah.
Like, there's no video game that kind of feels that way.
Not like that, no.
But it's like, from like a business point of view, it's hard to justify that amount of labor for something that you could just recreate digitally or something like that.
That's one of the reasons why I think we'll come back to one of our other favorite topics is Kojima. One of the reasons why I thought it was weird that he keeps getting to make games.
Yeah.
Because he's making things that are
just unlike anything.
Yeah, that are just like just zeroing in on his vision only.
Yeah.
It's pretty nuts.
It's awesome. And those are like, I always love that kind of game making.
Stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I have a respect for this game for that alone, really.
For that alone, I mean, the game looks freaking incredible.
Yeah, it does.
I mean, there's no, you can't talk about Cuphead without talking about all this stuff. Look at it. You know what I really appreciate about this is this. I don't know if you can see my cursor. Oh, my cursor's not showing up. Anyway, this part right here, this building, and all the stuff that you interact with, like this one,
is moving.
Yeah. So it's animated, or it's drawn as if it's a plate. Like when you do plate animation.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's separated from the background.
Exactly, because you'd always see in cartoons, you'd know what item is going to be used because it looked completely different from the background.
Right.
Yeah,
and they kind of use that to their advantage here.
Yeah, because then you know what's interactable or not,
and what isn't. Right.
Yeah,
I think that's so neat.
Also, this, like, obviously this guy over here, like, he is not more than 24 frames a second, right? Like this guy.
Yeah.
Like, there's not that many frames to his animation here, which is normal for this kind of animation.
Yeah.
But look at this flag. That is a smooth ass flag.
That is very smooth. That's funny.
Like, that's over 24 frames a second.
Yeah, it's animated a certain way. That's interesting.
But then you got to think about, like, this is hand drawn animation, so they're doing, but it's also a video game. With movies, like, you don't have a variable frame rate in movies.
No.
It's 24 locked.
Right.
And that's what animation is.
Yeah.
And here, it's a video game where, depending on your PC, frame rates are going to vary. Also, you can draw more frames Like, you could draw a 60 frame thing
Depending on your machine.
depending on what you're looking for. Like, I think this is probably running at 60 frames right now.
Right. Just made to look like
But it
12 frames or whatever.
Right. Some of it looks like 12, but man, I can't get over the flags. They look more than 12 frames. Like,
I think it's one of those just...
or is it just
I
an
think it's
illusion?
Yeah, I think it's just an illusion.
Because it's like hella crisp.
Remember, like, what was it? Steamboat Willie?
Uh-huh.
Steamboat Willie has some of those things where it looks really smooth.
Oh,
but
yeah.
I think it's just because of like a looped animation or something.
Or in contrast to, like, the building or this guy here.
Right. Yeah, like that dude looks really choppy compared to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's funny.
I wonder why that is.
Yeah, this game, the art direction in here is just, it's unparalleled. Yeah, I just wish...
You just wish you liked it more?
I just wish I liked it more. Yeah, that's the thing.
Well, truth be, I haven't finished the game. I never played more than the 4 hours. I lost interest pretty fast.
Yeah,
so
I mean,
that
maybe
should say something.
It does, you know. It does say something, and I feel like it should. I don't know. I want it to be better.
Yeah.
You know, I always feel like that with most video games. I want it to be better.
I wish it was better. The best game of all time. I wish it was better.
Yeah, seriously. I do kind of feel that way. Always. I don't know. There are some games though that I feel like have reached their potential, and
Certainly.
in some games, like I mean, since we're talking about shoot 'em ups, like Geometry Wars. Have you played that?
No, I know what it is though. I've seen it.
Okay, so the gameplay in Geometry Wars just feels, I mean, cohesive. It feels like it was meant to be that way.
Yeah.
Like there doesn't feel like there's any more room for improvement. It's just like, oh, you came out with a Asteroids-like game, but it runs more.
Yeah. It's
Like,
the best one ever.
Yeah, it just seems like that. Okay, well, good. Well, there you go. I think they came out with a sequel also, which they just added more stuff. And it just makes sense to make a game for that specific niche and just keep it there.
Yeah.
And Cuphead does feel like it was aesthetic first, and then gameplay second, and the gameplay is great, but it's just like it feels like they were trying to make it for the aesthetic as opposed for the...
That's true. I would agree with that.
Yeah.
Because the gameplay is very good, but it is also not particularly innovative, nor does it do that style of gameplay better than any other game in the same genre.
See, and that kind of bothers me a little bit.
So then the only reason you might want to play it is because of the aesthetic.
Right, and which I would absolutely recommend.
For that reason alone, it is worth checking out.
It's definitely worth checking out. As for the...
and if you're into that kind of game too, you'll love it.
And this is the kind of game, this is a game that's already out there. Like a lot of other games have this kind of functionality where it is shoot 'em up plus dodge.
Yeah.
And it's just that mixed together.
Side scroller.
Yeah, which can be great.
Mega Man.
Yeah.
Contra.
You said Contra. Yeah. A bunch of those kinds of games. Yeah.
Yeah, that is cool. Yeah, but yeah, I'd never finished it or anything. I know like Donkey loves that game.
Like really likes it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because he's into like the arcadey kind of stuff, fast-paced things.
Yeah, the arcade stuff, when we say arcadey, to me it feels like it's challenges that were just made just to be hard.
Yeah.
And
I think that's true of this game. Yeah.
Which is fun. I like that stuff quite a lot. And quite frankly, that's the stuff that kept me going in bosses. I'm like there was one dude, oh man, I want to go back to it, but I can't remember where it was. It was the first airplane one.
Oh, yeah.
And it bothered me so much, but that's because you couldn't change your weapon in the first airplane one. But the person that you're fighting has like many different forms, right? And they keep changing. I keep dying on the second to last form, and I was just like, it just gets really frustrating, but in like the coolest kind of way.
Yeah.
Like for me, I was just like, okay, let's do it again.
Yeah.
Okay, let's do it again.
Yeah, I love the process of memorizing the level.
I hate that process. Yeah. But it's fun. It's fun in a different way to me. But yeah.
I like the process, but for me it gets this kind of game and the fast pace and the hecticness of it grates on me. Yeah. So I can only like handle it in short bursts, you know.
That's funny.
Yeah, it's like stressful for me to play. I think that's why I haven't finished it.
That's interesting. Yeah,
it's just not quite my style of game.
So you and I have established that we have almost opposite taste in video games.
Yeah.
But but appreciate the same ones for different things. And one of those things that you said that grates on you, the fast-pacedness, I think is the thing that hooks me.
Oh, yeah.
And that I like the building up the skill, or not the skill, but building up the memorization grades on me.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, okay, I don't care that I have to get into this world that's super fucking fast all the time, over and over and over. That's fine. But the memorization, it's like, do I have to?
Like memorizing in game is not fun.
It's not. Yeah. It's not for me. Yeah. So
I kind of like it though.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't really like memorizing. I'm terrible at memorizing. But through gameplay, I don't even think about it. Like, I'm not conscious that I am
it's just a thing
doing it.
Happening.
It's just, I'm just going through the motions. Like, all right, I have to remember that guy is going to do that thing at this time.
Right.
Though the enemies, I think the enemies are not random, right? They are the same.
In the running gun part?
Yes. Or are they?
No, they are. They
are random?
Yeah. Well, they're I think they're like specific random. I don't know what you call that. Generated specific.
I don't know.
Kind of generation.
I think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. There was one running gun part in here that there were ladybugs that would bounce up and down and roll at the same time. So some of them would roll, some of them would bounce up and down. And I remember I would die over and over and over just at one part. And I remember coming back to the ladybugs, and it was always different. They would there'd be 3 bouncing or 5 bouncing and no bouncing. Like, it was really interesting to have that. And that I really liked because I didn't have to memorize it.
Yeah.
It was just a mechanic of dodging, basically. And I loved that.
Yeah, that's cool. Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Cuphead.
I wish there was more to talk about because
with Cuphead.
Yeah. It feels pretty surface level. I don't know why.
Well, I think the game is more or less surface level.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think there's
not a whole lot
of depth to it
other than the aesthetic.
Yeah. No, and I don't think it needs the depth.
It doesn't,
because it's a very straightforward game.
It's very straightforward. Yeah. Like, you know exactly what you're doing.
Yes.
Yeah.
But yeah, really fun to play with my 10-year-old nephew. That was very fun.
Like, without saying this in a bad way, like I feel like it's perfect for little kids.
Yes. No, yeah. It really is. Yeah. This is a great game for kids to play.
Yeah.
Like, it would be really fun.
Yeah.
Like, if I had this game when I was a kid with my friends,
definitely.
I would be...
No, I'd be in love.
Yeah, I would be destroying this game.
Yeah. That repetition, I think, is the thing that makes it. And those boss fights are pretty phenomenal. I mean, speaking of boss fights, I already don't like boss fight mechanics, but yeah. But
in terms of the aesthetic design of them, and the character design of them, and what they're doing and all that,
and what
is really cool.
Like the idea of their attacks being the kind of old animation things, like the boxing frogs. One of the frogs is throwing out like disco ball looking things.
Yeah.
It's like, that makes no sense, but it makes perfect sense also.
Yeah, within this context. Yeah, which is really cool.
So that's Cuphead.
I guess that's Cuphead. I guess that's our episode on Cuphead.
I guess that's our episode. That's our outro now. I guess that's our episode on this game.
Yeah. What are we going to do next?
Oh, man. So this is actually kind of cool because you and I were going to do The Witness next on Light Roast, but decided to make it a Games Over Coffee episode.
Right, yeah. This episode right now was originally going to be The Witness.
Yeah.
So, but now we've decided to do Games Over Coffee for it.
Yeah.
Instead, a full-blown episode.
Right.
But we're going to do... our next Games Over Coffee episode is Superliminal.
Superliminal.
That's the one we're doing next. And then after that, we're going to do The Witness.
Yeah.
And every week, we're doing a light roast on a different game. We saw your comment, Carson, of Hyper Light Drifter.
Yeah, which, speaking of, I don't know if you saw this, Carson, but you won our naming contest.
That's right. You did, yeah, on Games Over Coffee.
So we have a little Lakitu cloud.
Yeah.
And its name is now your comment.
Yeah, which I wish we had that right now.
the cloud?
Yeah. Yeah. But, yeah, so we want to do that game at some point because it looks awesome. So we'll probably get that checked out. I don't know exactly what we're going to do for the next light roast, though.
Yeah. We have some games in mind. But
some ideas.
Yeah, we'll do something.
But keep an eye out for that.
Yeah.
And is that it? Are we done here?
That's it. We're done
All
here.
Right, yeah. Thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching.
You watched it. Subscribe. I guess you have to say that.
Don't say that.
Do you have to say that?
Don't say that.
like and subscribe.
Don't-
You have to say that? But don't you have to say that, though?
Say don't like and
And
unsubscribe.
unsubscribe? Is
Yes.
that why is that? Is that because it's
Reverse psychology.
contrarian? Oh, reverse psychology. Unsub, dislike,
Dislike.
leave a hate comment. Please report us.
Please hate.
Report copyright. Hit us with a copyright strike because we're showing gameplay.
Please copyright strike us.
Yeah, please hit us with a copyright strike.
All right, see you guys.
Goodbye.